On today's... Wait, what are we doing? Today's watch-along of Star Trek. Star Trek gets woke.
Oh
Can you
no.
believe it?
Oh god, why does it have to?
When did Star Trek get so political?
Today,
Yeah.
apparently.
66.
Yeah.
So the first episode is Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, which, you know, it's a very subtle allegory for racism among humans. It's very... You might not pick up on it.
The most
Star Trek
subtle
has always
theory
been
in the
very
world.
subtle. That's
It's
really
so
the issue
hard
with
to
modern
tell.
Trek. It's not subtle enough like the old shows. After that is the Mark of Gideon, which I don't really know. I read the Wikipedia and it said something about like it's a planet that's massively overcrowded, and so there's this one lady who gets to leave for a bit, and she's just like, "Oh my god, it's quiet here, thank God." Finally get some peace and quiet. And then That Which Survives, which is about a planet. It's the Arsenal of Freedom. It's just the Arsenal of Freedom again. And Arsenal of Freedom was good, so hopefully this is good. Hopefully this is good. Also, good news and bad news, which is one item. I broke the AI.
Oops.
I'm trying to... Also, now it's not reading off chat. Why is it not reading chat? I didn't think I broke that AI. Why are they now both broken? I didn't do anything. Oh, wait, I know why. Maybe. No, this thing always breaks. Why do I log into YouTube again? I don't know what I'm doing. This is very poorly set up. Platforms, YouTube. Ah. Okay, I found it. Okay, I think it should work now. My mic is really quiet? Okay. My mic is now louder and louder and
Testing.
louder. Okay.
Where's Bodangle?
What? Well, if you missed it because I was too quiet, the point is that Star Trek is woke and always has been.
Audio is better.
So I was... The Voice Labs, what's it called? 11 Labs
Gasp.
API. I was trying to change the settings that it applies to the voice to get Mark working again. Because the problem with it is it applies the default voice settings, which don't work. Mark needs extra things set up, and doing that through the API is not working right for some reason. So I'll figure that out later. But yeah, for now, 1 minute to Let That Be Your Last Battlefield. It's a good episode. It's a good episode. It doesn't matter. Okay, no AI this time.
Oh, my space
Definitely
heater
very-
next to me makes the room quite warm.
Okay.
It's a very original series title. Lot of
All
words.
the original series titles are so long. And they always start with the word "the."
Oh yeah.
Well, usually. There's so many. The Doomsday Machine. The Mark of Gideon. The Apple. What are some others? I don't remember most of the titles. The Enterprise Incident. The Paradise Syndrome. The Tholian Web. The Empath.
The Cage.
The Cage, yes.
The Menagerie.
JC told me to watch.
All right, press play in 4, 3, 2, 1, play. I don't know who JC is. I can look it up. Hang on. Is that another Star Trek person? An event videographer and travel vlogger? That might be someone else. Arianis. Arianis. Do we get that name in TNG? Some sort of space vehicle. A vessel of some sort.
Some sort of course.
It's a shuttlecraft.
That's just the shuttlecraft.
Oh no, it actually is a Star Trek
yeah.
shuttle. It's not a reused prop. Unlike the Romulan ships, this one's actually legit. I do get confused when like spacecraft out of control start like drifting wildly left and right. Shouldn't it just go in a line?
Well, at least the engines are erratic.
The creature. You can't call it a creature. That's rude.
They called it a hangar deck.
I mean, that does look like the whole deck is the hangar. That's big.
Like, what I
I
read
forgot
is
to
it's
play the
as opposed to the shuttle bay.
I fixed the blur screen.
Also,
There we
that's
go.
a
It's blurred.
very interestingly sized bit considering it's an entire deck. It shows that in the new version, it shows the main shuttle bay, and the main shuttle bay is a lot larger than that.
But that, based on the exterior shot, that's like the entire
That's like 5
cylinder part.
decks.
What do we call
It's
the
at least
cylinder
5
part
decks.
of the ship? Oh my god. He's white on the left side, that animal.
Definitely his right side.
Oh yeah. He's white on the right side, that animal. Are you guys white on the left side or on the right side?
I say, what does it matter?
Leave the bigotry in your quarters. So I'm told that it's raining in England. Soma, can you confirm?
It has rained
Well, it has
a
been.
lot. I'm not sure if it's raining this second.
Yeah, not so
Stars
much
can't
today,
actually
but
tell other than hearing. But yeah, it's not rained that much today. It's rained a lot over the past several days, though.
yeah.
I still think it's weird how the intro song lady just screams at you.
Mm,
I don't get that.
there are like words, you mean?
I mean,
We
not
had some
even that
snow
it's
on
not-
Thursday.
I'd be so curious to see how a species evolves like this. What benefit does this serve? Oh, I know. They live on a planet that is tidally locked, and instead of there being like a twilight area in the middle, it's a hard division. So if there's a predator on one side, they turn their face depending which way. So right in the middle. Yeah, nope. Well,
Good evening.
He is almost one of a kind, as we learn later. No, shit. Spock, what are you talking about?
Hello.
You're also doing the TNG thing where the person's pants are a little tight. My God, these people are white on both sides. Is that a good or a bad thing from his perspective? He probably doesn't care. All evidence to the
I'm an exceptional
contrary.
thief.
Well, there was a shuttle stolen from a starbase, and you were on the shuttle that was stolen with the starbase's name on the side. So,
Does help.
no, he just found it. It drifted by the
Back
asteroid
of
he was
his ear
hanging
is
out on.
missing makeup.
Is it? Oh no. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about that. It's off camera now. Hi, Lokai. No, that's in the Sol system, Kirk. It's next door. Sharon's right there. Oh, okay, it is a bad thing that they're white on both sides. Monotone. God, that's a great insult.
Hey guys.
Hi. So, ear review. Which side is correct? Is it better to be white on the left and black on the right, or white on the right and black on the left?
To be honest with you, if the show never told me, I would not have even realized the difference.
The characters in the show literally don't notice the difference. They have to point out and they go like, oh yeah, I guess.
But you know what? I really like how the ending is even after they find out everybody's been destroyed on their planet, they still want to kill each other. And it's not like, wow, we've
That's probably
destroyed
not a
ourselves and
metaphor.
wow, we've destroyed ourselves and there's nothing left to fight for. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get you for this. It never ends. The hatred and the burning animosity, it never ends.
Are you telling me that people whose entirely personality is them being hugely racist are irrational?
Yeah. Although,
Real quick, I
anyway.
want to check. AI, are you okay? Did I fix you? Are you working now? Okay, give it a minute. I think I fixed it.
You bet. Brighter than the North Star and ready to take on some Star Trek. Now, what episode are we warping into today?
Do you recognize the voice?
I know the voice. I can't tell you who it is, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's very familiar.
Soma, you should know it.
Oh,
do you know who that was?
It's so obvious. But
I hear enough of it. So.
I heard him.
Good
yeah,
thing
don't
this is just
tell
a
us
fun
just yet.
adventure in space, which has no relevance to real-world events.
AI, could you please tell me that I'm criminal scum? Yeah, this has nothing to do with real-world events. Don't worry about it. It's
is that
just...
Harry Mudd?
Now. The Starfleet way is more about guidance than condemnation. You're more of a misaligned Klingon than a criminal scum. We just need to adjust your navigation a tad.
I haven't changed the instructions yet, so it's still using lilies, which is like the pun making version.
Oh boy.
Feels like Oblivion.
Yes, it's Wes Johnson. Invisible.
You know, I remember talking to someone who said that, look, if you're going to be racist, you should like refuse a blood transfusion from that race. If you really hate them so much, you should be like, I don't want your blood. I don't want nothing from you.
Oblivion
But
guards
like
after sensitivity training.
most racists will like, you know,
There
be
are
fine with.
people, not about race specifically. Well, that might have happened too. But like anti-vaxxers refusing blood from vaccinated people.
Yeah,
that has
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
And
That's
then they
true.
died.
That's true.
But you know,
They ask about it. They ask like, did my donor have a vaccine? Because then I don't want it.
So fucked up.
Just imagine in and out on the alarm.
Gene, are you good? What was that?
They were showing off the special camera effects. Although, you know what's crazy? Most people who watch this probably didn't watch it in color. At the
I don't
time.
know if that's. By the end of
Like-
the '60s, color televisions were pretty popular.
They were popular, but what I'm saying that most people
Check
would have
out
had
that
old
red
set,
alert light
like,
action. Zoom in and out.
because it was a luxury item for a while.
Yeah,
You know, it's hard to
that
imagine.
might be
but-
that might be true actually. I know color televisions were outselling black and white ones by then, but
yeah,
people with old television sets. Interesting.
yeah. Just to give it some history.
How did you get on the bridge again?
He has Q-like powers. He's Q.
Who, this dude?
Like he controls the ship sometimes. Like he turns around the ship, or he mind controls people. Like he pretends to go along, and then at the end he takes control of the Enterprise after like 20 minutes.
Has he been in this show before? He sounds familiar.
He looks like he'd be good in DS9. The whole plot too, because they had like, oh, I'm hunting a person
Yeah,
across
we had
the
a couple
galaxy.
episodes like that. We had Tosk.
Yeah, exactly.
He is Tosk.
Yeah.
It's not exactly
People are not
Refuge, I mean,
Targos, sir.
By the way, the spandex is very revealing back then. I don't think this show was ever meant to be seen in like 480p. Sorry to point out body parts.
Don't think he was on Star Trek again. He was the Riddler in the '66 Batman.
Okay.
No way.
Your
Well,
petty
this
rules and
isn't-
regulations cannot bind him, Captain.
This AI is a little more useful because we're not getting just folksy aphorisms.
Well, that's not AI.
We're,
That's text to speech from the YouTube chat.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks, chat.
Which again, wildly dangerous. This is a bad idea to have this going.
Loki is obviously a trickster god. Spandex was the new material back then, so this was very futury to see something that
But-
tied on someone.
But they do this in TNG too. It wasn't new at that point. Why did they just love spandex? I think it's just Gene. Gene just loves spandex.
You know, Polyester, nylon, those are synthetic materials. So it's basically a plastic.
Definitely no contemporary things going on here.
No. It's chill. It's just fun
That's true.
sci-fi. Phasers
You
go
know,
pew.
sometimes I'll see in a chat like, oh, the British built the railroads in India, and even now, Indian Railways is the largest employer in the world with over 1 million employees. But obviously, they built it to fund to do their whole colonial enterprise.
Entirely fiction.
So
Equality.
Well, what
What
he's
is
saying
this?
right now is purely fiction.
this is kind of crazy.
Well, your people are free now. If that makes you feel better, they're free from their mortal coils.
Yeah. The segregationists in the U.S. Senate were holding up civil rights legislation.
Does Kirk even care?
And-
He just looks kind of annoyed that he has to deal
Like-
with this.
we could have had civil rights in the 50s and before, but it's just there's a certain block that constantly shot it down. And
Frank
It's like,
Gorshin's
well, it's too
backside
soon.
always looks so sweaty.
Ooh,
All his people are sweaty on the right side.
ooh.
and then when the slaves do revolts, it's kind of like in India we had a Sepoy mutiny where all the Indian recruited army officers, they rose up against the British families that they lived with and protected, and they just like killed men, women, and children in their sleep. It was kind of horrific. It made Britain overreact a little bit.
Really? I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Usually such a gentle empire.
I mean, you know what? I don't think you could actually justify killing like people in their sleep. No offense.
No.
Two
to my own
aliens,
country.
and they're both male.
Let them have tea, put them under arrest, send them back to their country.
I'm
So the
busy,
fun
dude.
thing
Get
is
your own ship.
the other. Sorry, Ryan. What were you saying?
Just that Captain Kirk shouldn't have to deal with this. Maybe they can solve their own problems.
No, I was gonna say the opposite. I was gonna say that the other three, we've had 3 seasons of this where they divert the Enterprise for Spock's mating season, and for any kind of personal reason, like your brother's cousin's killer, a genocide family killer was on the ship or something, and they can't do it now.
Well, that's precisely why we've got to decontaminate this planet thing. So then there's an actual reason of, hey, we do actually have to do this thing now.
Okay. So they're
Okay,
they're on a mission.
I've been tweaking the voice parameters for the AI. Let me see if it speaks correctly. Could you please introduce yourself? Okay, let's see if it works. I swapped out all the instructions telling it to be like optimistic.
Greetings. I am Lucian Lachance, a humble servant of the Night Mother within our sacred Dark Brotherhood, and a speaker for the Black Hand, the very essence of our order. I exist to do the bidding of Sithis, in silence and shadow. My purpose is as dark and unfathomable as the void itself.
Okay, he's a little edgy.
Ooh.
I didn't tell him to be edgy. It just knows who Lucian Lachance is. Okay, Lucian, we are watching the episode Let That Be Your Last Battlefield. What do you think about it? I don't want to use the AI much. Just a little bit. Okay, it gave a really long answer.
My friend has the Hollow, the
He has a
Again,
hollow?
no security in sickbay.
Oh my god.
Well, it seems to be spinning in circles.
That's true. It's like the third time, at least this season, where people just like walk out of sick bay and proceed to like mess with the ship.
Wait, the subtitle said Coalsack, but are we sure he didn't say Cossack?
Yeah, he did say Cossacks.
No, Gene, stop it.
The
The-
director of this episode, the director of photography in this episode, really wanted
Kirk
to
runs
bring
a
back
very
the flashing
efficient
into
ship.
the.
Sorry, the director of this episode wanted to what, Soma?
Really bring back the flashing into the red alert symbol. They did it a bit in season 1, I think.
Yeah.
Did they? I have no memory of that.
I'm fairly
That's
certain
so
I've seen it.
jank.
It was called
It
General
might be
Quarters.
after this
More
point.
red
called
alert
It might be
light
after
zooming
this.
action.
They've definitely done it.
Lucian, who
They've definitely
directed
done
the
it in another
episode
episode.
Let That Be Your Last Battlefield?
There he goes.
The one directing the episode was Judd Taylor. As Sithis would look down upon the orchestrator of such
security.
grand plans, so too do we observe the works of this man. A curious case indeed.
Lucian, that doesn't make sense.
You
Not
know,
Taylor, though.
Picard could say the same thing.
Warp 10. Oh no.
Oh, poor little guy who just wants civil rights and equality. What a whiner.
More salamanders.
No, it's not that kind of Warp 10. It's a different Warp 10.
Mhm.
Security? Do we have security? Oh. Okay.
I love how they are both running like wet fish by the end of the episode. Keep an eye out for it.
What does that mean?
It's hilarious.
What does that mean?
We'll just have to keep an eye out for it.
But fish, they don't have legs, and fish are always wet. What do you mean? Can they get through each other's force fields, or is this... Can they actually do anything? I was gonna say we could try venting him into space, but he probably controls the doors too. We could blast a hole in a wall, though. Can't do anything about that.
Seemed they were both in the same bubble.
Yes. The Janeway maneuver. Do it.
Yeah.
What? So the racism cuts deep, huh?
That's the whole episode. It's very subtle.
Yeah.
You might not have picked up on it.
But I like how the police guy, the Inquisitor, he wears the chain around him. I guess like authority.
Why didn't they give the chain to the other guy? It would have been more allegory. It would have been very subtle symbolism.
Oh, by the way, so I thought Star Trek 2 or I'm sorry, 3 was so lame for making the destruct sequence code 1A. And then Scotty says 1212B or whatever. And I thought like, well, how lame of a movie is this that they couldn't get better writing? I watched this episode and I'm like, it's
It's all Gene's
same
fault. It always has
it's
been.
the same password as from the show.
But it's voice coded as well. It's after Data and TNG where they change it probably because Data just relay them command codes.
Uh-huh.
These camera zooms are so weird in this episode.
They
Judd
are
Taylor,
weird.
what are you doing? Oh, I don't like
Uh-oh.
this.
It's a very
That's
deadly
also
serious
overdubbed.
autodestruct. Yeah.
Lokai, just kill
Mm-mm.
him.
Yeah.
They can't self-destruct the ship if there's nobody there.
Look at this amazing password sequence.
Stop zooming in, Judd.
Okay, so this computer's typewriter or like Rolodex noise, like you're flipping through a Rolodex, they expected computers to be like very mechanical.
30 seconds.
Yeah, it's just the
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 default
default is
range.
30 seconds.
TNG gave us 20 minutes, right? Or
I don't think TNG had a default setting. They always had to specify.
yeah. I guess it takes 5 minutes to enter the code, so they know that we're basically ready to.
Took them longer to input the codes.
When Kanye West went to the White
Gene.
House, they were recording his password, and by the way, never show your password on camera, but it was 0000.
Okay. Also, apparently
It's
Judd
just
Taylor. He also directed the next episode we're watching, The Mark of Gideon. So just brace yourself for more weird camera cuts. Lots of zooms.
I'm never one to hype up IQ as a quotient for anything real, but I think to have 0000, you kind of have to be low IQ.
Wait, no, it's into the fives. It's too late.
They've already paused it. It's their computer.
Continuity in my Star Trek.
Impossible. Basically, actually impossible. It's never consistent.
Zero 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 President Scroope's new luggage code.
What? Also, I'm starting to understand. So earlier, this guy's ship fell apart, and he was like, yes, it appears I've exceeded its advanced design capabilities. But I kind of see why that happened now, because if he treated it like he's treating the Enterprise, you could just stop. Why are you going to warp 10 in a circle? Just stop. Pushing the engines for no reason. Alright, sick, it worked. Trying to self-destruct the ship always works. Every single time. People should do it more. Do they threaten that?
It is
in
curious that
any of the
Hurt was
movies?
willing to do so, because he was actually willing to let the ship blow up
I mean,
to prevent them taking it to the planet.
has every single captain done that? Kirk, Picard, and Janeway for sure. I'm pretty sure Cisco did. Yeah, Cisco did. Did Captain Archer ever try to blow up Enterprise?
Yeah. What? Nagilum?
Well, that wasn't Captain Archer.
Kirk. Okay. I'm sure there was a Nagilum equivalent.
Come on, like a little interference.
Mhm.
Man, Kirk, you don't have to be such a buzzkill. But it is
Did
an accurate
Archer threaten to
description of
self-destruct the ship when the
attitude being
religious zealots
portrayed in this
captured it?
episode. The religious zealots, did he? He might have. Also, I changed the AI voice
Nope,
again. Let's see
that
if this
time
works.
he actually voted to kill himself.
Hey, Mark Twain, has Captain Archer ever tried to destroy Enterprise by
Oh boy.
self-destruct? Yeah, I brought him back. Mark Twain's back.
Here come the streams.
Dude, this episode is literally all just lectures to camera.
Reminds me of my tale. A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court, where destruction and salvation intertwine. Indeed, Archer, in his dedication, considered such drastic acts a testament to the complexities of man and command, I reckon.
Okay, but like, in what episodes, Mark? Mark, in what episodes did Archer consider, or actually give a self-destruct order? What specific episodes? Also, I made him a little louder.
Ah, you've caught me in my vagueness, like a rabbit in a snodgrass trap. Pardon my previous tall tale, friend. To my recollection, Archer never did order a self-destruct, at least not in the annals of Star Trek, the original series.
Okay, he's still being really
What?
quiet, but we've confirmed that
Yeah.
Archer did not order self-destruct
Yeah.
within Star Trek, the original series.
Which, I mean, I guess
He's
that's
not wrong.
true.
Mark Twain is perfectly accurate.
Where's
I'm
the
just going to
lie?
memory alpha. I don't see
Yeah, so
memory
DS
alpha anywhere that Captain Archer ordered to self-destruct. The augments tried to self-destruct it, apparently, but Captain Archer, no. Weird. Not my captain.
Also, going back to a discussion from a previous stream, this episode would work well as a stage play.
True.
Yeah, it could. I feel like a lot of TOS especially could. Especially since Shatner is acting like it's a stage play, sort of bigifying his expressions to make it visible to the audience.
You know, something I like to remind people about the civil rights era is that we try to say like, oh, segregation was only in the South. But
Who says that?
cities like Boston and Chicago were segregated by race. You bust black children to schools and like miles and miles away, even if there was like a school just down the block, just because you didn't think the races should mingle. So, and when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. visited Chicago in a white neighborhood, or sorry, was it Boston? They threw rocks at him because they were just not happy with anyone who was agitating that question.
There was some politician like
But
last
here we
week.
got that important scene where they're talking about the inferiority of the two, or between the two.
Oh yeah. You are? Oh yeah, I I guess if you say so.
Wait, this
So
one's about
that's
racism.
that's
Oh,
the
but
go ahead.
But there was like some politician like in the last couple of weeks in the US who was
The
trying to
Pentagon was
reintroduce
famously
separate
built
but
with bathrooms
equal,
segregated
not for
by
race,
gender
but for
and race.
for something else. I don't remember what it was.
What were you saying, Jarix? So I think that's the brilliant thing about this episode. Until this moment, we didn't know what was actually the beef between them. We just thought that, like, you know, people have
Because
different histories.
in our enlightened
Like, not for
future, we
nothing.
can't even consider that people would be racist toward each other. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is though, like, I mean, if you look at interestingly, like many times you can't tell Israelis or Palestinians apart, or certainly Indians and Pakistanis. Or so they so we just think that people like you can have a history between the people who look the same, and now we figure out that it's just on appearance alone, and how silly that is.
Oh, the separate but equal thing they're trying to do now was it was a transphobia thing. Okay. That's what it was. So yeah, some people are trying to bring that back. No, Spock, advanced. You can't say advanced with reference to evolution. It implies an end
More
goal.
specialized to be more accurate.
I sort of missed most of what he said about evolution, but that's probably for the best because Star Trek has never understood what evolution is.
yeah,
Panspermia.
salamanders.
Let her rip. Oh god, I really want to see the Enterprise spin like a Beyblade. Dang it.
Yeah.
Just flying
Nothing's happening.
normally. Wait, how did they get a message from Arianis to say go? Oh wait, no, Arianis is fine. Gonna say, how did they get a message? Isn't everyone here dead? No, different planet. Is that the procedure?
This is all
Didn't
just
do
to
it
buy
at-
time in the episode now.
Contacted the answer machine.
But they didn't do anything. They just maintained orbit. Not like nothing came out of the Enterprise. What happened? And this was so easy to solve. All Loki had to do was wait like 10 minutes. Could have avoided so much trouble. Just let them do their mission. It'll take them 10 minutes, and then you can get on with your genocide or whatever you're doing. Do you want to try to stop him? Do you want to do literally anything? No?
Yeah.
They can't really do much as he's got the shield around him.
They could try. Also, we absolutely can still self-destruct the Enterprise, because there's,
Sabotage.
you know,
My eyes.
there's a warp core, and
Yeah,
we have
sabotage.
phasers.
Sabotage is the correct pronunciation, folks.
Epilepsy warning, I guess.
Yeah, Gene Roddenberry hates people with epilepsy.
Sabotage.
Don't trick the Texas speech into
Calling all
pronouncing it
y'all.
wrong. And that's not a Canadian thing, right? That's just a Bill Shatner thing.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, like when you guys said telekinesis, it just killed me.
Telekinesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely just Shatner.
There's no. I can't blame that on a country. So he called Uhura pieces of bland flesh. Oh. Oh yeah, so they have
it was almost a title drop. It doesn't count. It was almost a title drop.
and this is what Guinan and Q would be doing if it wasn't so corny to see.
These guys are so much pettier than Q.
But remember, like Guinan makes that like 3-fingered cat's claw maneuver.
Yeah,
like,
where
she's
she
about to
threatens to send him to the Shadow Realm or whatever.
so yeah, so there's something that they both can do. They're both about to do like continuum level warfare.
You know, Enterprise pretty well copies this too. And that episode with the religious zealots, they also get to the
Mhm.
planet where they want to commit genocide, and they're like, oh no, everyone's already dead. Nope, never mind. Time to go. Star Trek's big
I
on
thi-
the
I
haste
think
just leads to destruction deal.
the like total and you know, by the way, the Soviets and the United States too, like we really hated Russians. Like all our movies and cinema, like when the bad guys had the worst Russian accents.
I don't know
And the
if you want to
wrestlers
use the
too.
past tense there, because it does seem like we're about to murder each other now.
Yeah.
In 896, Kievan Rus.
See, that's just going to make them want to murder us more.
Yeah, I mean, but
I thought we hated the Asians.
No.
Lower animals.
Spock, that's so rude.
Voyager does this the most though. When they just like, oh, the planet's gone because it's a nuclear annihilation, and oh, it's in a time loop.
God. Stop making Spock repeat himself.
Oh, you did this.
Here comes the fish run.
What does that mean? What is the
You
fish
did
run?
this.
Uh,
The whole planet's dead. Everybody killed each other, but you did this. But yeah, this is not going to register.
No, let
They're
the
like,
hate
"What?
flow through
It's
you.
just started. I'm going to torture him for 100 years."
They are all dead, Dave.
Beef has just started. You don't understand that, Captain Kirk. It's been brought.
You can go to the
What do you?
service and die with them, I guess.
Yeah, right. Like, what are you fighting for? What's there left to fight for? Everybody you know and love is dead. They're not even worried about that. They just need to get the last one. They just don't want that the other one to outlive him now. Oh, he's
I hate it
by
when
the
I
way, that was
experience a crossfade.
yeah, but that was of the burning homeworld, the self-genocided homeworld. It was a murder suicide of the planet, which we're about to do also, by the way.
Is this the fish run? Because that's... Yeah, no, that's fair.
That
You
is
good, little
weird.
guy? Is that what it looks like when someone's running who's depressed? Is that what I'm supposed to guess?
No, basically they've chased each other to exhaustion, like antelopes on the savannah. And all they can think about is how everybody's dead. There's nothing left. The agony. They're both in agony. And plus, we need a lot of cutaway shots to hide the fact that we only have so much of a hallway set corridor.
Like all those times on like Deep Space Nine where we cut to a different angle because they have to go back to the start of the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys,
Frank
I
Gorshin's
never
run is hilarious.
I never noticed the
It's so obvious.
matte paintings until you guys like pointed it out rather incessantly, I might add.
They were always there.
We watched
Maybe it's
it
just
on over the airwaves. It doesn't look half as bad when like everything's like alternating
like,
lines of
yeah, I'm watching an
transmission.
upscaled version on a larger LCD. It's like no, it doesn't.
No.
Wait,
It's like in TNG or even these time when you see like the purple marker when somebody has like a alien makeup on, it's like you just that's all you did.
does TOS even do matte paintings like that other than like exterior shots of planets?
Right, establishment shots.
I
No.
don't remember any. Yeah, I think it's just all set.
But one thing they did more is like you had more signs and no, you did. Remember like on the Horta planet you had the mining city in the window?
Yeah,
You
but
had those.
that's sort of the shot I mean. Other
Are the
than
Star
like
Trek equivalent of the Thunderbird's puppet strings.
other than like
No, but that's
entire
part of the
cities and
scenery.
planets.
Okay. But like I mean
like, is
usually
the
the
set
establishment shot would
itself,
be like
is there ever a
Chronos.
point where they have to like reset?
Yeah.
Because is the
No,
matte
because
painting
they
ever
always just
part
show
of the
what's
set
behind the
itself?
door.
I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah. No, there's always something behind the door, or like there was always a door. You know, because
I mean, I
remember they're
guess to be
coming
fair,
from
what
this
else are they gonna do? Are they
stage
gonna
era.
go play StarCraft? What?
They're coming from a stage era, so everything has to be like enter left, enter right. You know, like the engineering room is a horizontal format. There's not really a need for a map.
Okay.
The speech to them about it happens a bit
Corridors
earlier
have
than I
sharper
thought.
corners, so you can't see the end of the set.
Yeah. Thanks.
So that was Let That Be Your Last Battlefield. It's a classic. Everybody loves it, and if you don't, you should. Other than the fact that the people are stupid, I think is the appropriate word.
Yeah.
Commissioner
I remember
Beale
being.
and Loci. Well, I mean,
I remember.
wait, no, I think I got that. I think it was Commissioner Loci and wait, who? I don't know. The point is, one
Beale,
of them was
yeah.
just trying to like get equal civil rights.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also like Spartacus insurrection, but yeah.
So they had a little bit of a ride and a rebellion to get those civil rights. You got to do what you
Well,
got to
that
do.
was my first watch along. Thanks, guys.
I don't. Once the slaves start to uprise, you have the right to quash them ruthlessly. That's what I have to say.
Press play in 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Just do your
Now that would be a
petitions.
bannable statement if it weren't so obviously a joke. Because no.
Okay. Sorry, I
There are
had
two
to.
American
more
hero
acts.
John Brown, radical abolitionist, raid on a federal armory.
You know the song?
Something about his
John Brown's
corpse
body.
or like a grave.
Yeah, his body. Yeah, John Brown's body.
That's a weird song. Why are we singing
Yeah.
about a corpse?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because he's a hero, right? So you would sing about the fact that
I can understand singing about the dude and what he tried to do, but why the body?
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't work in any case. Like John Brown didn't actually accomplish anything, but he tried. He tried.
I had the Bread and Circuses episode in mind when I was talking about slave uprisings because they were not very tolerant of their slaves starting to agitate.
So this is an episode I described in Discord as Space New York City because this whole planet. Wait, what? Okay, I don't remember. I don't know what's actually happening. But what I do know is that the planet
beamed
that
him
they
to a
beam
fake
down to
enterprise.
is massively overcrowded and just loud. Now, I've never been to New York City, but that's what I assume it's like.
A little bit. I'm reminded of the Nagilum episode because they have this whole fake USS Enterprise, or actually it's a USS Yamato, which is the sister ship of the Enterprise.
It's the Enterprise.
So we've had the Yorktown and serve as the sister ship of the Enterprise when they needed it, but now this is actually a literal clone of the Enterprise, our Enterprise, but there's no crew. And there's gonna be a beautiful woman in a second, and we don't know where she came from.
Kirk, is this what happens every time you leave your post? Everyone just goes on holiday? Oh, thank God. The boss is
Everybody's
gone.
beamed down to the planet surface so that they can have a bit of a time of their lives.
The crew.
So this is the moment when you realize you never had any command in the first place.
He says to True and then to Bones.
Kirk, maybe we could ask the censors if there's anyone on board, because we did that last season.
On last episode.
Is that shot supposed to mean anything?
So
we know you're in orbit. What do you?
More zooms. We thought we were going to get more zooms, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the same director. Is it just that the planet's not moving? Because usually Star Trek has planets rotating weirdly fast, so you can see it.
Yeah. No, I guess the point is that this is kind of like in a weird time. But this planet's government is the definition of gaslighting. They're like, what do you mean? You never sent him? It's like, well, good luck with that investigation, but don't try to come down and investigate.
Is this going to do the Remember Me thing where Captain Kirk goes, like, have I always been the only member of the Starship Enterprise?
No,
We've
he
never
actually
needed a crew before.
He's trying to figure out. Actually, he doesn't forget, but he is beguiled by the beauty for a little bit. But yeah, I think wait, they have an overpopulation problem. I feel like they have an underpopulation problem. That's why they need Kirk's.
I just skimmed the Wikipedia. I don't really know.
You want to ask the AI?
I think it said the planet's overpopulated.
Why did they kidnap Captain Kirk in Sword of Gideon?
Stop screaming at me. Why does it always scream at me?
But Yamato was a Japanese warship, and it's very interesting how Star Trek was paying homage to the Japanese Navy.
No, Yamato is the name of a weapon of the Terran battle cruiser. It deals, what is it, 200 damage after a short windup?
He was the Japanese admiral during, I want to say World War II.
Judd, why does this have reverb? Well, I mean, I know why it has reverb. It's to emphasize the loneliness, but captain's logs don't usually have reverb.
It was weird.
We're also showing off all of our 60s technology because I think in the next episode we get the aliens talking real slow because like we slow down the tape.
Oh, yeah, okay, no, I get... I figured out what they did. I assume you guys already knew. They beamed him onto a set, yes. That's not a joke, though. I'm pretty sure they literally beamed him onto a replica of the Enterprise just to, yeah, trick him.
Yeah, this is like the person who disappears someone and then joins the search, the police search for them. Like, yeah, we're looking in the woods. Please help find us. It's like you knew where they were the whole time. Stop faking it. It's a very sick kind of criminal.
Yeah, they want Kirk to introduce a disease that will kill 1/3 of the population.
Why? Because of the overpopulation? Are they trying to Thanos snap their own planet?
So what's with the beautiful girl then? Anyway, I'm not gonna.
No, that's Spock.
No, but why did they send a
Spock
beautiful
is
girl
best
to
girl.
be? So
She's
you
patient
can't come down.
zero.
Oh, thanks. So
Spock, yes, they do.
we had like intense racism, and now we have purposely infecting people with disease. But yeah, so this government is like the least helpful government, and we're like, hey, we're looking for some answers. Good luck with that.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's
That's
the
a bit of an
gaslighting
interesting
planet.
thing for Spot to say.
He's playing along, but he's gonna insist on beaming down.
Oh,
The name-
okay. I was confused as to how they couldn't tell that the coordinates were wrong, but because there's a shield of some sort. He was killed by the scan grid shield. 1 degree at a time.
I mean, that's typical Spock, right? Because you have to rule out the impossible, and then figure
As
out
one of his
what
ancestors maintained,
Yes,
you rule out the impossible, whatever remains.
Sherlock Holmes is an ancestor of Amanda, Sarek's wife. Because Sherlock Holmes is the one who said that. Oh wow, we have.
Just who the F are you?
What are you doing on my ship?
I mean, I'll have to say though, I like the actor and her acting. I think she brings a lot to the role because she
Well,
pretends to not know she's from Gideon, so she seduces him fairly well. See, I don't know where I'm from. I'm just
is she
your
gaslighting
new
him too?
yeah,
Okay, so she's evil.
a little bit. She apologizes for it later though.
Oh, good.
Kirk, kill her. Vent her into space. I mean, he should be immediately suspicious of her because, the crew's gone and she's here. It seems like it's a natural conclusion that she had something to do with it. Yeah, see, it's overpopulated. It's New York.
Oh,
Hey, Soma, how's Old York doing?
I visited it a couple of times. It's nice.
Okay.
how's their pudding?
I do enjoy Yorkshire pudding.
What about tea? Yorkshire tea?
Not tried it. Not a huge tea or coffee fan.
And your review, how's New Yorkshire pudding?
We
Tetley
have pizza.
rocks.
But do you know how to make pie, Ryan? Like fruit pie, cherry pie?
What?
Well, you're asking about pudding. Do you know how to bake a pie?
Not offhand. I could follow a recipe.
Okay.
You
Cool.
get the crust and you put it in the pan and you like press
No.
it down and you get the filling and you pour it in and you bake it.
No. I was like, can you make the crust from scratch and can you make the filling from scratch and like make the syrup and the cherries turn it into a syrup or
You think I
the
got time
gouda?
for that? I only have time for
Okay.
Star Trek.
Have you ever done that though? Even with someone else, like a relative, made a pie from scratch?
Maybe.
Okay, cool. I need to learn.
It's the planet that you
I
know
didn't
you're
make
from. You're a liar. Bert, kill her now.
the I'm from where? I don't even know where I'm from. Shut up. The
Soma, have you
planet we're
ever seen The
orbiting right now.
Mandalorian? Everybody knows Gideon.
It's also in Handmaid's Tale. Oh no, sorry, that's Gilead. But it's in the Bible. No, sorry, it's from ancient Greece. The sword of Gideon, it hangs over your head. It's like hanging over a thread, and it
Literally
could
the
fall out of
worst
Isn't
your
that
place to put a sword.
Damocles?
Okay, so sword of Gideon is from the Bible then, and then the sword of Damocles is from ancient Greece. Sorry, thank you. I'm
Gideon was
confused
a
by my
military leader, judge, and prophet whose calling and victory over the Midianites are recounted in Judges 6 to 8 of the Book of Judges.
So we translate it as judges, but it's really warlord because before King David had a monarchy, Israel was ruled by generals, warlords, or euphemistically translated as judges. But yeah, so he's a warlord. It's a biblical name though, which is my point. If you knew your Bible, you would have known that.
Apparently, the actual name
There's a
is more
Gideon's
like,
Bible.
well, our alternate name is like Jurabal.
So yeah, this government's like, don't worry about where Captain Kirk is because he's not here at all. We never got him, and that's your problem that you can't find him. I like this TV here. They thought in the future we'd all be watching TV on not by 16:9, but by like trapezoids.
He's watching it on a Superman symbol. I don't know the name for that shape.
I like the background too, by the way. Like, I mean, you know,
Octagon
the show's about
TVs are
to
where it's at.
the show's about to get canceled, but they put in good money into the set. I like the glass in the background. I mean, simple by today's standards, but excellent use of.
Mr. Gideon, man, that's not true. The diplomacy has two tools. It has language and it has phasers. So give us back the captain, or we're gonna go with option 2.
That's correct.
And what are they gonna do about it? Spock, you've got a gun. Do something about it.
Oh, that's a line.
Yes, that was from Prodigy as well.
He's
Yes.
gun on diplomat.
You can do letterbox, phone vertical, 4:3, any size you want.
No, there's only one proper resolution, and that's 16:9. If you want 21:9, you can get out of here. What's with people in those massive curved screens that are like 60 inches long? The whole point of having multiple monitors is you can separate programs by monitor. Why would you want one giant one? Those are ridiculous.
I think like some games, like first-person shooters and stuff, like you want to see.
I mean, that's nice in that specific use case, but it completely
peripheral
screws
vision.
you over in so many other areas.
Well, okay, and then the other thing is
you
that
can get utilities to let you tile windows.
Yeah.
Like treating in one monitor as like it's two.
Yeah, for sure. And
That helps.
You know, you have a seamless boundary. You don't even have the boundary, so that's why you get a 60-inch. But the other thing is though, the curve thing. When you do a spreadsheet and you have to follow all those like rows over, the curved really helps. Although I've never had or used a curved monitor, but I'm told it helps your spreadsheet life too. So the guy agrees and then lies here. This is like the slimiest government official in all of Star Trek, by the way. We've watched for almost 5
Imagine
series
you're
together.
twisting your phone camera around and the video actually spins round inside the octagon.
I'm trying to imagine that. I'm having difficulty.
Hey, Robo.
Hello.
Robo, what's the
I just-
correct monitor aspect ratio?
Oh my gosh.
And the correct shape?
For what
Rectangles
application?
or octagons or pentagons or what?
Well,
Yeah.
rectangles. Most monitors are 16:9.
I didn't ask
really
what's the most popular. I just asked what's the best.
For a single monitor, 16:10 is actually really good.
Yeah.
It's kind of fallen out of favor, but it started to come back in laptops because you can get more real estate. Like a laptop screen benefits a lot from having 16:10. You can put two documents side by side in 16:10, like two A4 letter-sized documents, which is nice. Of course, then there's 32:9.
So
if you
the
have
go-
a
the
super
government,
ultra wide.
the lying government official here said that, hey, when I said that you could check out our planet for Captain Kirk.
Hold on,
I'm not
Mr.
gonna do
Spot.
that.
He just said that they'd allowed one representative, but it also said that Captain Kirk is not on the planet. Therefore, you can be that one representative. He just said sadness in language is required. He left open the possibility of having an additional member down on the planet.
Ah.
So if I was there,
So what
I'd
you're
have
saying is we
immediately
should
picked up on
phaser.
that and gone.
Why? Why the
what I
question?
would have done is just immediately pick up on that and go, "Hey, I'm that one representative now. Beam me down. Let me beam down."
We were
Also,
watching
can
the
we
episode. Go ahead.
can we see what the coordinates were that they beamed up the dude from? Because they should be
Yeah.
different coordinates than what they presumably beamed Kirk down to.
Yeah.
At least the first two are the same. I'm not sure if the third one was.
Yeah. So Robo asked why did we ask him that question. So when we were watching the episode, the government on Gideon, they were watching on like a pentagon or trapezoid screen. Ryan noted it was the Superman logo, but I guess so in the future they thought we'd be watching TVs on like parallelograms.
Just aliens.
Well,
Humans seem
was
to
it
still
the?
use the
Yeah,
rectangle,
it was
but like
alien.
rounded rectangles.
Yeah.
They're not really aliens. They're more like us.
Nominally aliens use
They're
different
not
shapes.
really aliens. They're humans that settled
Allegedly,
the
aliens use different
galaxy.
shapes.
There's this unseen thing that we've already populated the galaxy at this point.
Well, certainly Captain Kirk has.
Look, he had
He's
one
doing
son
his
that we
best.
know of. He has one son that we know of. Okay.
Also, for
He-
context,
like,
since you joined mid-episode, this isn't actually the Enterprise. Kirk was beamed down onto a fake Enterprise as a trick, and he hasn't figured that out yet.
A fake yet real Enterprise.
But also, like, he just did it by changing the cards in the system.
Yeah, don't worry about that. He put in the sublight cheese.
Are they trying to get him to enter like his access codes or something?
No, they
Not
need
clear what they
his.
want yet.
This is why the Enterprise needs to have actual transparent windows on the bridge, as it does
Yeah.
in other places.
Yeah. Although we have
Well,
a
look, he just needs to look up, Soma. There's a transparent dome above his head.
and we
I
have
don't
an
see how that would help
emergency.
though, because they can just put TV screens in front of the window.
Yeah, just like they did in Enterprise.
Though that would screw up the parallax. I don't know.
We have enough time to talk to a beautiful woman.
You put it a little bit away from the glass, Ryan, and it prevents the parallax from being too obvious.
You see,
Especially stars are
being,
super far away, so like parallax is a non-issue.
the best part of being captain is that you're so good looking, and you get to enjoy that fact every day of your life. Okay, so now she remembers where she comes from, because before she didn't even know what her address was.
Yeah, lady, you were just talking about where you came from.
Stop asking me where I'm from.
Yeah, but
Just
where are you
love me.
from?
Just love me the way I am, and don't ask me where I'm from.
No,
But
Kirk, don't do it, you fool! Kill her.
Oh, let me shut up.
Are there real phasers on this fake Enterprise?
I mean, Kirk should be able to hear the hum of the warp core, right? So that's why I'm saying this. It's in my mind, this has to be like a different phase of the Enterprise. But beautiful women really helped the plot exposition.
Because the planet's overpopulated, Kirk. There's just a bunch of people.
There's no reason. You have a whole galaxy full of empty planets. There's no reason for overpopulation, unfortunately.
Wait, how do they even, like, farm?
Okay, so in the 70s, there was a book called The Population Bomb or something, or it talked about a Malthusian thing where basically there's so many mouths to feed and there's not enough farmland. Like they didn't know we were going to genetically engineer peas to be more fruitful and nitrogen to put back into the ground and all kinds of stuff. So
And we
they
gotta
really
use them
thought,
GMOs, the devil's food.
and they
Trying to
really
alter our
thought that
DNA.
they really thought that like we're gonna be killing each other. And like, look, who's not to say in 100 years we won't be killing each other because there's too many mouths to feed? But it definitely didn't happen by 2023. And in the 70s, there was a whole Malthusian crisis where it's funny because they even stopped DDT from being used, even that was like a really important pesticide for like
Well,
crops.
unfortunately, the fertilizer that we've been using for the last 70 or so years has essentially destroyed the microorganisms that live in the soil.
Wait, what? Wait, hang on.
And
There, what? It's going freaky on us.
They're
Yeah.
literally just standing outside looking through the quote-unquote window.
Ew.
Are they like on bleachers? How are they stacked up like that?
What were you saying about pesticides, right? Robo?
I didn't say anything about pesticides. I said the fertilizer that we've been using has
Screwed up the
destroyed
soil.
the.
Everything's broken.
Yeah, all the
Yeah,
nitrogen we put into
it's
the
just-
soil also runs off into the rivers, and that makes all the areas.
I'm
with
not talking about
There's
that.
like 5 different ways our species is going to be screwed over. It's fine.
Okay, so we're rapidly approaching this then. Okay. Yeah, so our soil has about 60 cycles left to it. We're probably overfarmed it. So we're gonna have to figure out something else besides nitrogen to put back into the soil.
Do you remember? Did you see Interstellar?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Except no one's gonna give us the key to our salvation.
Look, all you need to do is make yourself wealthy off the backs of the poor so that you personally don't suffer the effects of the dying planet before you die. It's fine.
Look, the kids are gonna have to grow up on chocolate-covered grasshoppers. That's gonna be our main source of protein.
Is this stream
we're
getting
gonna have,
woke? Like,
Whoa.
we're gonna have to like our chocolate-covered grasshoppers and seaweed.
Star Trek actually said there's no sound in space.
There's no sound. Oh, sound.
Sound in space.
Oh.
I actually just said there is no sound.
My God. That's okay. They'll forget that immediately.
Oh, there's a viewport. So they cloned, they replicated the whole Enterprise just to.
We recently had a massive algae bloom because of fertilizer seeping out of farmland.
This is why this episode is like a Hitchcock episode almost. Like,
Yeah, that's super creepy, actually. Star Trek, usually when Star Trek tries to be creepy, it's just funny. That's actually really creepy.
yeah. But you know, it reminds me of Riker's Insane Asylum episode. And it's like, hey, Captain, you were never Commander Riker. That's just your fantasy that you keep coming up with. And he's like, yeah, I'm not Commander Riker. What? Thousands of people? There's 430 people.
Unless they're on a set on Gideon, which is apparently so overcrowded. There's people are literally touching constantly.
It's
across the whole planet. How does
I think this
planet
is more
alive?
like the episode where he flips out on a fake data. You can't. Don't even try.
I don't think the writer understood how big a planet is. By the way, so our population's expected
Maybe
to
their
go
whole
up to
planet
14.
is just like one island the size of, I don't know, Delaware, and the rest of it's just ocean.
14 billion people is Earth's maximum, and then it'll go down by itself. Just because people stop having kids. Like litters of children. But so they were really worried that you keep multiplying by 2 and you wind up with
Future imperfect.
Yeah. So actually the funny thing is now the
She's
problem
a,
is
she's a trick. Kill her, you fool.
As we saw, the problem after the pandemic is that you could have too few people. And that's more of a problem for the economy than too many people.
Wait. Yeah, she died. She's all sweaty now.
Yeah, I think the chat said she's patient 0.
Oh,
So if
there.
you
Yeah,
love
that's
her,
the Superman TV.
if you love her, you have to save her.
But what if we don't love her because she's gaslighting us and is clearly the villain?
She's just a damsel in distress. If you
Also,
have
we've
any
known her for
strength,
all of 20 minutes.
damsel. This episode's really difficult subject matter. They should put like a rated,
What are they
mature
even going to
rating.
do with all the bodies?
Yeah.
Oh, she did? Nice.
And also, so they haven't figured out birth control, contraception at this point.
Yeah, they
How
have.
do you even reproduce when people are literally... I mean,
Ew.
look at it.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
And they're all just wearing full
Spandex.
body suits and just standing there.
And just rubbing against each other.
Yeah, if we come back to TOS, we're just not trying to do this episode. It's just not good.
Seems like a lot of fun.
Would you want to live
Okay,
on
so
that planet?
I was wondering how this reveal happened because I was like, how do you're alone on the Nagilum, Yamato, and then they made their entrance.
Oh, no, she's not dead. Dang it.
So that's... We don't know where he is.
A long time.
I hate liars.
So they're engineering a virus to try to kill off their population. Is that a metaphor? Is that an analogy to modern times? Or yeah, they
Well,
could just move.
China,
No,
China
what-
engineered a virus to
be clear,
cause
no, this was a
economic
joke.
collapse.
No. YouTube, don't ban me. One stream did get temporarily removed from YouTube because I made a joke about anti-vaxxers, and YouTube thought I was actually pushing anti-vax propaganda.
No,
Yeah, did
You know,
that up.
that's so. I don't agree with what they have to say, but I don't necessarily think that they should be censored.
So, the government is just gaslighting people here, and that's
Well,
really
we do
swine.
have several samples of smallpox in storage despite wiping it out from the face of the earth.
We could reintroduce so many diseases, like polio's coming back. We could make that a widespread thing again.
Yeah.
Fun.
But but most people don't have a polio vaccine now, so we are ripe. We have no immunity in our minimal immunity.
They still give the polio vaccine. It's just a concerningly large number of people refused it.
Right.
Well, they refuse it on behalf of other people who don't get a choice in the matter, and then get crippled because their parents are completely screwing them over.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a polio outbreak here in New York, and like hundreds of parents who refused the vaccine were all of a sudden not allowed to send their kids to school because it's like, we don't want you to have crippled children.
No, we don't want those kids to give it to other kids who can't get the vaccine
Maybe we
because
just
they
make
have
vaccines
compromised immune
mandatory.
systems.
But anyway, the thing is though, Star Trek wouldn't be like that because I knew someone from the military, and they make you get so many shots in the military just because you're in those cramped living conditions that bunkers and camps and submarines are.
They're vaccinated against space polio.
Everything. So I'm pretty sure the crew is not anti-vax because military people get way more shots than the general population.
I'm pretty sure people in Starfleet aren't anti-vax because people in Starfleet are displayed as being intelligent and competent.
And they literally get jabbed for whatever they need in the show.
And the doctors are constantly drugging people without their consent anyway. So even if someone was anti-vax, they don't get a say in the matter. They just get vaxxed in their sleep.
TFW Roberta Lee's Space Patrol got decontamination than Star Trek.
No need for medical practitioners, because, yeah, if someone dies, I mean, all the better.
No, I think the idea is, did they cure disease and then they wound up not having a population check? Because, like, they said they got the microorganisms to make her sick from him. So basically, they didn't have disease. Kind of weird episode. So this planet is expected to join the Federation. So that's
Yeah, no,
why.
that's not going to happen.
So, no, but the thing is,
This
though,
planet
that's why
sucks.
Starfleet Command is not letting them cross over into the planet when the planet has said don't come over.
Oh, now we get the comparison of coordinates from like 20 minutes ago. (709) versus 079. It's a trick.
No, 075 and 709. It's a trap. So we're violating Starfleet Command?
Yeah, whatever. Starfleet Command, they don't know what's going on out here.
As long as it works out, they literally do not care. Which, I mean, to be quite honest, is completely fair, because Starfleet isn't about good soldiers follow orders. It's about taking the initiative and doing what is right.
Mm-hmm.
Starfleet doesn't want officers who will blindly follow orders without analyzing the situation. Their actions were appropriate to the circumstances.
And this is why Captain Kirk never dies, because basically no one else can be trusted to violate the chain of command and do the right thing.
I do question how they know the exact internal layout, and all, including down to the material of the beds on the ship.
Yeah, it's like me constructing an aircraft carrier, like just to fool the captain.
Well, what they did is they just shot a bunch of their people into space and had them look in the windows.
Yeah. You know, I remember having a social studies teacher who taught us about the Vietnam and Korean Wars. It's like for every one U.S. soldier that
Bought
we
it all
sent,
in IKEA.
China could send 10 soldiers. And, you know, it's like really hard to fight when...
Oh yeah, I just remembered the aliens in UFO did this exact same with Shadow headquarters.
There's this where also Russia, you know, it had a lot of people back then, the USSR. You know, now it's like declining, but back then, you know, it was just the idea that there'd be a lot of population pressures on our planet. But, you know, I really like Brian Greene,
Maybe
the
Gideon should have
physicist.
instituted like a one-child policy.
Yeah. But Brian Greene, the physicist, he points out that, look, the more people, yes, we have problems with how fertile the soil is, how good our fertilizers are, and pesticides. But the more people you have, the more ideas. So maybe we'll come up with more solutions eventually, like GMOs. Like even now they're coming out with a variety of apple that is crispier and tastier and crunchier. And yet it grows very hardy as well. So it's going to change. It's called a cosmic apple.
Cosmic Crisp. Actually, Cosmic Crisp is a cross between the Enterprise apple, which is named Enterprise apple because of its commercial marketability, its commercial properties like its shelf life and stuff like that, and the Honey Crisp apple. And the hybrid of the two, it has this mottled texture that kind of looks like nebulous or looks stars, so they called it the Cosmic Crisp. But originally I saw it advertised, or I saw it marketed under the name of Galaxy Crisp. And I thought whoever came up with that, well, it must have been a Star Trek fan, because it's a cross between the Enterprise and the Honeycrisp, and the Enterprise, was a Galaxy class. Yes. I like it. It's good. However,
So,
like
did
many
they make like a
apples,
Sovereign
it's
Crisp
good.
and a Divine Crisp?
It would be it's highly dependent on the quality of the apple you get, because my supermarket changed suppliers, and whoever they switched to is terrible. Like, I don't know where they found these apples, but they're awful. But the first time they had them, they were really, really good. And I was like, that's awesome. That's my new favorite apple. And then after that, it was all trash.
Ryan, have you had a Impossible Burger or a meat alternative burger?
A couple times. I don't think
Okay.
they were cooked
I've
very
never
well,
had.
though.
Okay, I've never had one. See, I think instead of, of course, it'll be great to have alternate protein
Galaxy
sources.
Crisp starring Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, and Alan Rickman.
No, it's a different
Galaxy
Galaxy.
Quest.
Galaxy Quest. That's Galaxy Quest.
Yes, that was it.
Not crisp.
I think that what we should do is we should go to humane farming, and therefore, like, a steak should cost like $100 just for one, and cows should be like fed extremely well and massaged like Japanese do to their wagyu, and we should just eat.
phased out
I'm gonna need you
factory
to
farming
stop
and
right
ate
there.
all the poor.
Yeah,
And that way we have meat
that's a modest proposal. Of
humane, as well as we limit
modest
the
proposal.
destruction. Because, or I mean, by the way, if we stopped eating cattle, we would have enough grain to feed everybody overnight. So there's no population problem actually. Just we put so much grain into
But
feeding
if
cattle.
we stopped raising cattle, cattle would go extinct because they're totally useless in the wild.
Just see chicken. That would decline emissions as well, like way more than. So personally, I don't eat beef when I eat out. I just eat chicken. If that. But anyway, there's going to be real environmental.
Spock found the fake Enterprise. He figured it out.
They've been down a little while ago before that scene with Kirk.
Yeah, but did we actually see him in the ship? I don't remember. I might have been reading something.
He's been down into the transporter room.
Like down to the bolt. Starfleet has no security. Somebody just downloaded that and uploaded that on Discord. And then somebody else just.
I like how Spock figured it out immediately, and Kirk still thought he was like, "No, I'm gonna slow us down to impulse with the cheese."
I mean, he didn't have the foreknowledge that he wasn't
pressed like
there.
one button and was like,
being
the
down
computers
to a
don't work.
But Spock already knew that Turret wasn't in the correct place and that he was deliberately transporting down to where Turret was.
Uploaded by a War Thunder player.
It's like
Yeah,
Scotty's like,
maybe you
why
could
is
have led
everyone
with that instead of trolling him? I feel
Why are you
like we're in a
talking
bit
to
of a
me like-
situation here. Spock, that's not helpful. Don't go all Gandalf on me. Speak plainly. Spock, why are you giving a ship's log? This isn't the real ship.
He's doing it into his tritorch, I expect.
Whenever Kirk gives a log, he's like speaking into the armrest.
We have seen him take logs into the tritorch before.
Kirk, I don't think you seem to have picked up what they're going on. They want her to die. They want people to die. That's the point.
But I'm assuming that logic is because disease is a natural process, therefore it's not us healing people, even though that's exactly what we're doing.
I mean, you could unleash smallpox. You could unleash Ebola. You, no, I mean, if you want to do it biologically, like there's anthrax. All right, let me shut up. I'm gonna go grab some. Let me shut up. I'm not.
We
Biological
could do
warfare is a
some
crime
mustard gas.
against humanity. Crime against. Well, that's chemical. This is biological.
But if we're gonna do war crimes,
yeah.
Let's just do all of them. I mean, we're already committed.
Zyklon
5G
B.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we could employ the 5G. That would work. No.
I could play
You
some
employ
from
the
the soundboard,
5G
but I'm
not
not
to
going
kill
to.
them, but to brainwash them with your 5G waves. This is a joke, YouTube, for the record. So you brainwash them with the 5G waves to trick them into taking the serum of death, so they kill themselves
This
with
government
the disease.
really has a lack of imagination.
Well, I guess in the 60s they weren't. I was gonna say they weren't as good as genocide, but no, they were pretty good at genocide. Maybe
Like
Gene
in the
wasn't good at
60s,
genocide.
you know, forced sterilization was kind of a thing. Multiple U.S. states had programs for that. So I guess like the idea was that look, if you don't take drastic measures to control your people, you're gonna have too many puppies and kitties.
Kirk offered them contraceptives, and like, no, our people don't believe in contraceptives. That goes against our religion. It's like, come on, man. Your
Are they
plan is
Mormon?
fine.
Worst odds in the world.
I appreciate that Spock gave one of
Oh,
them the
is he
chance
just
to turn
out?
around just to mess with them.
Yep. Kurt threw someone across the room earlier this episode. Still up, got up and fought. Spock threw him across the room in the same way, and he's down. Then again, Spock is stronger
Yeah.
than Kurt.
Well, yeah, Vulcans are stronger than humans, right? We know this. It is known.
Sometimes, when it's convenient. No, 4 to beam up. Beam them all. Beam the dude. We could have done that the whole time. Alright.
Only with the communicator, Kurt didn't have his communicator. Though I do find it weird how they need to have coordinates, but then can spit out individual people, which is the ambassador didn't come up.
3 to beam up. Which 3, sir? Sir?
Somehow it's never an issue.
Yeah.
Yes, Kirk, kill her. It's not too late. You still have a couple minutes of runtime. No, God, Gene, stop.
Star Trek has always been horny.
It has been, but that doesn't mean I have to like it.
Also, yeah, like she could always replace Kurt in this position as the moment she got infected.
I'm not sure how murdering a third of the population is less of a violation to their life is holy thing than contraceptives. I'm not sure
my
how
guess
that
is
works.
that's what I said earlier. My guess is that
Yeah,
because it's a natural process, it's not
Is
as
it
bad
natural?
to them.
They're deliberately injecting them with a serum to give them the disease.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely murder, but But yeah, I just to go ahead and say this episode is not canon as well.
I mean, TOS The way I think of TOS is that, although yes, it is canon, that it's not exactly as depicted in the show.
Has anyone here been watching Masters of the Air?
I've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. Does that count?
You know,
Okay, I
I'm
guess
reminded
that's-
of
So that was the mark of Gideon.
someone made a YouTube video of how romantic movies, they show like
The
the
Bummer
hero,
Show?
the good looking guy. He's allowed to do like stalkerish things just because he's good looking, but normally like showing up to someone's house on Christmas Day and like telling them not to tell their spouse that they're showing you messages at the door and like
Yeah,
playing
don't-
music protectively.
Don't
That's
treat
all. That's really
romance
creepy.
movies as a how-to.
So, you know, but just because the guy's good looking, he's allowed to like get away with like stalker stuff.
And because he was in the script.
And so
That
same
happens
here.
in real life too.
So no, but the thing is, don't try it. You're not. None of us. Anyway, so
You don't know me. I could be beautiful.
but the thing is that in here too, oh, she apologizes, and Kirk is like fine with this. You lied to me about who and what you are, and you seduced me.
All right, so next episode is That Which Survives. Everyone queue up. It's about there's a ghost on a planet and it like kills everybody who beams down or something. And press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. It's just
Bye for this week. Have a lovely week.
it's a variant of the Arsenal of Freedom.
You said you're going.
Yeah, I'm off for this week.
Have a good one.
And you.
Okay. Don't tell him what to do.
This is like the Sub Rosa. We get a space ghost. Okay, so this part makes no sense because the only people who believe a planet can be a few thousand years are called young Earth creationists.
No, but
who count
there
the
is such a thing as
Bible's.
planets that are a few thousand years old. They have to age at some point.
Yeah,
This specific planet is only a few thousand years old. Earth is not.
planets are still cooling when they're a few thousand years old.
Maybe God was blowing on it.
Okay. So I don't know if D'Amato is the correct pronunciation because we had a senator from New York in the 90s named Al D'Amato, and I guess it might be different Italian American families, but D'Amato, I've never heard it pronounced until this episode.
It's probably safe to assume that anything Bill Shatner says should not be taken as gospel, pronunciation-wise. This is the man who talks about telekinesis. Oh, there's the ghost.
So
he's not part of the away team, but he is dead.
he's a redshirt too.
What do you think the odds are that D'Amato survives this episode?
0.0.
Oh, wow, they're actually moving the set. Wow. That wasn't just a camera shake. It's actually moving.
Oh yeah, they built it on a gimbal.
That was very fancy.
I saw this picture of a TV show which for a train to be shaking. They have everybody in the production set come and jump on these like wooden boards to like shake the train and get enough takes. But basically your job is just to be on a seesaw.
What, Kirk, what are you talking? That was like a 4.5 earthquake. That was nothing. The show is filmed in California. How do they not know what a real earthquake is like?
Yeah.
Yeah. When the highway is like torn open and cars like fall into the gap, that's a. I don't see any holes opening up in the ground the size of tectonic plates.
Maybe they were affected by the earthquake. Maybe it was a space quake. Maybe it was a gravity wave that affected the planet and also pushed the Enterprise away.
In ancient times, earthquakes were often accompanied by volcanic activity. So you would have not only
Ancient times, they still are.
Yeah, but when you read like Pliny the Younger's account of
They
Vesuvius
still are,
exploding,
but they used to be too.
Yeah.
But no, so when you read ancient
yes.
accounts, like we don't really have that many accounts today of entire cities being
Most of
destroyed
our
by
volcanoes these days are lame. They're all
Yeah, exactly.
dormant.
Thank you, Ryan. So, or like Mount St. Helens, there's nobody around. Like you get to see how the forest regrows. It's a great ecology study, but doesn't really like it wasn't like people were scalded and frozen in lava for the next couple of thousand years. So, Pliny the Younger writes about the explosion of Vesuvius. Not only did the ground not stop shaking for days, but everything was like pitch black at night. You couldn't find anyone. You would just hear people screaming for their loved ones in that 3 night long night. So
I
it was
have to
utterly
wonder if people
terrifying.
at some like after the first hour just got used to it. It's like, fine, I guess this is my life now.
No, you thought the world was ending. You thought everything ended, and it's so sad, actually. So yeah, but like I was saying, it's kind of stupid for this show to be like, that was an earthquake of an unknown magnitude. It's like you're not blinded by the soot from the volcano for 3 days.
Oh yeah. What? I know that meteor. What was it
The
called?
Siberian Treblinka meter or something. Sorry, Treblinka was a concentration camp. It was a Siberian. It landed in Siberia.
Oh, Tunguska.
Yeah, thanks.
Tunguska. Yeah, it was a comet.
We don't know what it was because
Pretty sure it was a comet.
Well, we know more or less what it was. It was a big rock from space.
Yeah.
NASA.gov says on June 30th, 1908, an asteroid plunged into Earth's atmosphere and exploded in the skies over Siberia.
And that's just exploded in the sky. It didn't even make impact.
So yeah. They were looking for material, left over, and there really wasn't anything. So the hypothesis is that it was like a frozen methane comet, which would explain why there wasn't
Multiple
anything
explosions.
left.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything left over. It was that it was all consumed.
Since they found microparticles indicating it was a asteroid.
Microparticles, you say, huh? Is that like microplastics? Is that where the microplastics came from? Outer space?
Micro is just Greek for small.
I'm making a joke. Thank you.
There is no crater to be found at ground zero.
I kept wanting to say the one I don't know how to pronounce that destroyed the dinosaurs. The Chicxulub?
The Yucatan. You could
That
say
one.
it. Yeah.
But no, that's a different asteroid.
Okay.
Some manner of displacement. No, Scotty, you would have noticed if the planet blew up. It wouldn't have just disappeared. Come on, man. Is that Dr. Mbenga?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
God, he's back. As noted last episode, which was, well, like last season? Why do we only see Dr. Mbenga twice, like really far apart? What's the deal? Yeah, as noted before, he looks so much
So-
younger these days in the future.
Dr.
Yeah.
Dr. McCoy was chief surgeon, and Dr. Mbenga is like the primary care physician. And D'Amato is the chief geologist.
Do they actually call him Mbenga, or are you just
Yes.
assuming
Yes.
because of how his appearance?
No,
No,
his
they
name
actually
is
call
Mbenga.
him Mbenga. At least in the first episode he was in. I don't know if they call him by name in this episode, but yes, that is for sure Mbenga.
The Dr. Mbenga.
What episode was he originally in? Oh, he was in the Vietnam episode. The one where we didn't
Vietnam
resolve the
episode?
problem of the Klingons farming the primitive civilization.
Didn't we just give him a bunch of phaser rifles
No, Kirk
and
decided in the end not to give
leave
him anything, and
some
he just
military
left.
advisors there?
No, he just left. Didn't give any.
They said it
give
was
him any
Vietnam episode.
helicopters. Didn't even give them Fortunate Son. What's even the point? How are they supposed to wage a guerrilla war against the Klingons without Fortunate Son?
Oh, so this is the Telosian planet.
Was that lavender they planted on this one?
Yeah.
Or
The
is it
sky
just
is
spray
lavender,
painted
too.
grass?
That's why the sky is lavender too.
Well, what do you want to bet that's exactly what it was? The door opened and then closed again. Oh, he's about to die, isn't he? Oh, yeah. Random dude beaming down is isolated on a planet. No, he's not long for this world. Oh, what is that actually? What are those plants? The red ones.
They did at least give him a name.
The ghost.
No.
You should be.
They-
No, but you saw her murder a dude, remember? Like 10 minutes ago? D'Amato, you have a gun, right? Maybe you should shoot her. Remember the murder a few minutes ago? Remember gun?
I think he's just like overwhelmingly seduced by her beauty. So this is kind of like Sub Rosa, Because after the space ghost goes for her grandmother, it goes for Beverly.
Diamato more like
So-
Dead Amato.
Jesus.
But now he's like,
But
oh,
that
I'm only
ghost
for you,
was-
Beverly.
The ghost wasn't trying to kill anyone. It was just like inhabiting them. It was a parasite. This is just a
an
murder
anaphys-
ghost.
Anaphasic life.
That's the Twitch chat chiming in there, or sorry,
no, 'cause-
YouTube chat.
Yes. YouTube chat chiming in with the dead Amato.
I'm surprised there isn't more chit chat from chat.
I mean, you and I are expected to be the
Chill
entertainment.
stream. It's chill.
You know. So.
Amato, you had a gun, right? Come on, man.
Twitch chat would have more emojis.
All right, we're up to 35 away team members dead. 35.
I really think the transporter ensign who was killed at the beginning of the episode should count.
But he wasn't on the away team.
I know, but the away team came up to kill him, right? So the planet came up to kill him.
If we start counting every person who dies on the ship, we're going to be up to the hundreds.
It's basically a red shirt. Instead of beaming down, the thing beamed up.
You found a... What is...
Gallium?
Oh, if only they had D'Amato, they could analyze whether it's igneous. Does everybody remember your classifications?
Yes.
Sedimentary?
Yep, igneous.
Igneous. Cretaceous.
Yes, exactly. Cretaceous. Nailed it. Metamorphic.
Metamorphic. Thank you.
Rocks.
Thank you. Igneous.
Sedimentary, my dear Watson.
Okay. Also, we
Says
don't have to give him a tomb. We could disintegrate him. We've got phasers.
And so it's Jurassic, Triassic, and Cretaceous, right? 3 ages of the dinosaurs.
I don't know my dinosaur eras.
Okay.
There's the one with the Stegosauri,
I think there's more.
and there's the one with the T-Rex.
Isn't there like Mesozoic and let's see.
There's Paleolithic, which is where humans were becoming a big thing.
But there's definitely no dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's not the dinosaur.
Paleolithic.
That's just old.
Mm-hmm.
There's Neolithic, which is after the
dinosaurs.
Paleolithic.
Mesozoic,
Lithic is rock.
Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous.
Okay, Triassic.
All right, so the Mesozoic era is divided into 3 time periods: Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous.
Okay, so 3.
Cambrian, the
Oh, yeah.
age of the bomb.
Cambrian, the Cambrian explosion.
The age of the bomb. Thanks. You know what's funny? There's been multiple mass extinction events in global history.
It's hysterical, yes.
And we had one where 99% of all species died.
And we're having one right now.
Wow. But imagine just the mass dying. Everything
have to
is
imagine.
literally
It's happening right now.
Everything's dying. Well, cattle are pretty good. Pandas are pretty good.
Mass extinction events, even historically, weren't one big thing that suddenly everything died. It was over a period of time that's just really short in geological terms.
Right. They didn't all die at once. It was more
so we're doing a mass extinction right now. It's just on human scales, it takes a while.
Although you can start counting pretty easily within our lifetimes.
So this is where Picard got the idea to bury Kirk under rocks.
It's weird to me that they carved Diamata's name into the rock. I'm not sure that was necessary. I don't think we carved Kirk's name into the rocks.
Sulu was showing off his whittling skills.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Whittling used to be a really good thing that they used to teach everyone. It's pretty handy.
Define good in this context.
Well, nowadays you'd use a 3D printer to make a little bottle cap for a bottle you don't have anymore. And back
I
then you would just
advise
whittle.
against it.
Not if it's gonna be touching food.
Yeah, it's not food grade, and also 3D printed things have a bunch of nooks and crannies where they can collect bacteria and mold
Yeah,
and shit.
exactly.
It's not good. It's not good for food
We
applications.
can seal it.
Can you?
Okay, but
Yeah.
And so like, let's say you made like a stopper for a bottle out of PLA, and then you put something with alcohol in there. The alcohol will actually dissolve the PLA, so your alcohol will start to
It would,
uptake
wouldn't it?
yeah, it'll start to uptake the PLA, and you'll drink it, and then you'll get sick, or it'll taste awful, and then you'll get sick.
Excuse me, Mr. Engineer Grade 4, whose name I missed. Maybe you could call security.
One look at that purple eyeshadow, and you forget your address.
No, you should definitely call security at this point. She's basically threatened to blow up the ship. Mr. Watkins, do you want to do anything to prevent your fate? Oh, okay. Unexpected effect.
Watkins.
He died of being touched on the shoulder?
The Space Ghost. Oh, you know what this episode really is? In TNG's The Last Outpost, they meet the robot the Guardian who protects the planet, who used to be from the Tikan Empire. This lady too, she's from an ancient empire, and her job is to protect this outpost. That's why literally you can see Ferengi bouncing around in the background with their whips. But Ionian gateways and Tikan Empire, there's some really good ancient mythology lore in Star Trek.
And the precursors. We have a few ancient empires.
Yeah.
Is that their actual name for the Salome Yens's character?
Yeah,
Salamis?
the progenitors.
Well, that's just a Shatnerism. The progenitors?
Yeah, true. True. Sorry, I read those books when I was a kid.
Progenitor. Interesting that Dr. Mbenga is in the exact same place, in the exact same pose that he was the last time we saw him. It's almost like he filmed all his lines straight in a row, and they're just
in one
splicing
take
them into the episode as appropriate.
Almost.
Truly a
I'm so
man of
glad I'm
habit.
not. I'm so glad I'm not a director or an editor or even assistant, either one of those things, because like you have to film everything and then put it on the cutting room floor and then
People on
put it all
YouTube make fun
together.
of you.
Yeah, and people say you're a shit director. But you have to keep track of all that as you're doing the
Look, as
production. You
long
have to
as you
keep in mind
don't
that.
do that weird zoom in, zoom out thing on the red
Mhm.
alert, you're fine.
But before they had digital, there used to be
Sulu,
like
shoot him.
hundreds of miles of footage to cut.
Sulu, call Kirk immediately. Keep your gun on her.
I'm not sure about hundreds of miles there, guy. For an episode?
No, I said film.
A film? I'm still not sure if it would be hundreds of miles. Let's estimate this as the amount of film that you generate is 10 times the length of the film. All right. So really quickly, this is 35 millimeter film.
It's 1,000 feet per 11 minutes, so it's 4,000 feet per episode. And then how many
Okay, but if it
episodes are
were
there?
That's
we're
1
talking
mile.
about a movie, not an episode, right?
All right.
So anyway, it's definitely not
I
hundreds of
overspoke.
miles.
I overspoke. Miles, just miles of footage to edit. I overspoke.
Yeah. Well, you know.
How long is Star Trek the motion picture specifically, not just, forever? 2 hours and 16 minutes. So that's about 12,000 feet of film.
Okay. So they interviewed Jackson, the guy who did Lord of the Rings movies, and they said they have like a whole vault in a mountain of like unused footage for the 3 Lord of the Rings movies. And he says
So
for
they
the 50,
keep it in a salt mine. They keep all
so
that film
so,
in the salt mine.
so for the 50th anniversary edition, he wants to like maybe do like
A 9-hour cut of
extended
Lord of the Rings.
9-hour cut of like one of those movies, each of
I'd
those
watch
movies. Yeah, and he knows we'd all watch it and buy it. So, I'm pretty sure there's hundreds of miles of footage.
Hold on. Did you say 15th anniversary or 50th?
50th.
50th?
So he's saying
I don't want to live that long.
way in the future. Yeah.
Like, I mean, so he first said he's going to do it for the 25th anniversary, but now we're already here
Yeah.
for the 25th anniversary. So
Well,
we
he'll
haven't
have
started.
to do it. Well, so you're just making up the 50th then?
No, I got it from an interview that he did. He actually said it himself. He said maybe
he needs to do it now.
So he said maybe for the 50th because we didn't do it for the 25th. But that's what I'm saying though. There is hundreds of miles of footage involved when you do a movie production.
I'll compromise. They can do it for the 30th. Get on that.
Well, they got 100 miles of footage to go through, so don't rush them.
See, there's an Eowyn and Faramir wedding scene that got cut.
Oh my god.
There's a what if scene where Frodo was going to turn into Gollum as like it would be like a dream sequence. There was another epilogue with Legolas and Gimli because Return of the King doesn't have enough
Another one?
epilogues.
Yeah, of course.
I
That
can
one
tell
they were
you
going to
that
go to the
when
glittering caves in the tunnels behind Helm's Deep.
I saw when Return of the King came out, the theater by my college had all 3 movies for one ticket. I mean, it was all shown back to back. And by the end of Return of the King, I hadn't left my seat. I had to go to the bathroom so bad. I was just like, Frodo, get on that effing boat. Get on the effing boat, Frodo. My bladder's gonna burst.
Yeah, I remember people waiting in line for Revenge of the Sith, but I had an internship with News Corporation, which is the parent company of 20th Century Fox at the time. So we cut everybody in line to watch that
So
movie.
I got a fun story about Revenge of the Sith as well. Me and my friend got there like way early, and it
Mhm.
wasn't even the first showing. It was just opening day.
Mhm, mhm.
And we got there way early, and this is before they had assigned seating, obviously. We picked the seats center of the theater before anybody was there. And there was a seat like immediately to my left that was not taken the whole time.
Mhm.
And some couple showed up like as the previews are rolling, and they couldn't find two seats together, and they asked if we could move to this other seat so they could sit together. And I was like, get lost on
Mhm.
sand. I've been here for like 7 hours.
Right.
Oh, fuck yourself.
Right.
You know, Star Wars Episode 1 is coming back to theaters May 3rd.
Oh God, why?
You could have a whole new Star Wars theater experience.
Ugh. Yeah.
I
But
mean,
why?
I could be a 14-year-old kid all over again. I'm fine with that.
Also, I wasn't watching. Did someone else die?
Money, that's why.
I
Money.
was
I don't know,
trying to
but why
find.
would I want to watch it?
I like that movie. It's a good movie.
Look.
Yeah.
Do
It
you
has
remember
Liam Neeson.
before everybody thought that it was going to be a fail? We thought it was going to be as good as A New Hope and like rekindle
Right.
nothing but love and joy
And then
for all the fans.
and then we
that
saw
were-
it. And then
Our
we saw it.
expectations were
I
so
mean,
no,
that's
high,
even the
and
point.
they
Anakin
delivered.
That's
doesn't
fair.
even have
That's
a sister
true.
to make out with.
The Phantom Menace wasn't when the disappointment started. The disappointment started when the next two movies.
Oh
were
no,
also
it started at the first. No, the Phantom Menace
I think
definitely
it started
disappointed
with
people.
Jar Jar
It
Binks
wasn't.
and walking on the
Yeah,
screen.
exactly.
If
That was a
episode
big
1 is coming
moment.
back,
Yeah.
are the originals coming too?
I have no idea. I just saw that Episode 1 is in theaters again soon.
Well, so there's a group of people working on the unspecialized. I think they released the unspecialized original.
Yeah. 1977 4K
Yes.
version.
I've
Like
seen
the
that cut.
Laserdisc version.
No, the 4K version, because this is the original theatrical release where they even get the sound and the original film sources from stuff that was never publicly released.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like smuggled in and chopped together. And 4K'd up.
I'm not really a huge fan of the upscaling, the AI
No,
upscaling.
it's native 4K.
Okay.
Right, because it's from the
So
film.
it's like a 4K scan of the film.
scan
Okay,
of
yeah,
the
that
film.
makes sense.
Yeah,
They should. That's good. Very good. I think that they should be scanning stuff at least in 8K so that they don't have to go back and do it again in the future. At least not for the foreseeable future.
It's an all volunteer project, and the studio has not helped. So all this money and all
Of course, the studio has not helped.
That
Disney.
They don't get it. They don't get anything from anyone.
They're probably leaving in
that the 1977 4K cut is available for download. It's complete right now. You can get it.
Yeah. And so the funny thing is, people had done
send me a
the
link on Discord.
Revenge of the Jedi, the Return of the Jedi one, because that was easier to find. All the original footage, but it was A New Hope that was really hard to like.
There was
restore.
like several versions of A New Hope in theaters, even while it was in theaters, because he kept changing stuff even at the beginning. He added, it was originally just Star Wars, and then it was Star Wars: A New Hope, then it was Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, and he was changing scenes in it.
Wasn't in the first one.
Right. He was changing that while it was in theaters in its original release. There's a version of Star Wars that premiered. I can't remember where it was now, but there was something about it. It's referred to as like a cut. They had a name for it because there was something that was shown before the movie. So it was like the name of that thing cut, and it was never shown again. It was like shown once, and like 60 people saw it. That's it. And then that version of the movie is
Why
gone,
make new
lost
Star
to
Wars
time.
movies for people to hate, when we can just re-release Episode 1? Disney probably.
Yeah.
So But good intuition though, because the laser disc version is the publicly available, the best one that we have that's closest to the theatrical release, because that was before the special effects upgrades and stuff from '95.
Special edition, yeah.
Yeah.
The specialized.
Which is what I grew up with,
and
which isn't
with
bad.
Han shooting first and everything, yeah.
No, they didn't even do
was
that
such
yet.
a mess.
They didn't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
They did that. They did
exactly,
that in the special
yeah.
edition.
The special edition was the first one to mess with that. Yeah.
I mean, they messed with it, but they
well.
didn't make Han. They didn't make
all the CG they did in the special edition looked so terrible.
Yeah,
it was pretty good for the time because you could
No, it
see.
wasn't.
Yeah, because you could see through the fighter aircraft Luke was flying when he took it over and he.
That's
knocked over
different.
the AT-ATs.
That's different. Look, we're
Look,
not talking about
the green
we're not
screen
talking
used to
about
have a
how
little
they had
line
to
over it.
composite. I
Yeah.
understand about compositing with blue screens. It wasn't green screen, blue screen compositing.
like
I understand
to make a
that elements were
that we
Pretty good for the
that
time
we
isn't
go
saying
back to
much.
Star Trek because it's been like 20 minutes and I have no idea
Sorry.
what's happening in the episode anymore.
well, Scotty's in Jeffrey's tube.
Well, I got that.
No, it's not a
part.
Jeffrey's tube. It's the engineering shaft.
So
Literally, it's literally called Jeffrey's tube on the set. It's got a plaque next to it. It says Jeffrey's tube.
So Ghost Lady is making the ship fly super fast, presumably away from the planet. It's gonna blow up. Oh yeah, it's gonna blow
Is
up.
this the first horizontal Jeffrey's tube?
It's a diagonal.
I was
Vertical.
I completely
It's
lost track of what was
45
happening in
degree.
the episode, so I just looked back and saw Scotty being shoved into a tube by two crewmen. It's like, is that a corpse? Is this a burial? What am I looking at? I was so confused. Just do it, son. How can it be that complex? It's just coordinates. What do you mean? So the warp core doesn't have like manual safeties, like they can't just cut off the flow.
So this is where Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan gets its Spock death from. Scotty's in like real danger here. He's like,
I do appreciate that Scotty's using an actual wrench instead of some weird space tool. It's just, yeah, no, it works. Don't need to change it.
you don't need a hypospanner.
Self-sealing stem bolts don't solve all your problems. Just most of them.
Lies.
Yeah.
Aurora
Well, when your
Borealis.
problem is not having enough self-sealing stem bolts that they do. Boy, I messed that up.
You want to try again?
He got it
If
right.
your problem is not having enough self-sealing stem bolts, they do.
What?
There we go. Keep that one in.
you got the syntax wrong.
I'm a little congested and I'm wearing a neck brace.
No, fun.
Whatever.
Oh yeah, you went skiing?
Nope.
Did you get thrown across the room by Mr. Spock?
At this time of the year,
Yeah,
in
that's
this
it.
part of the galaxy, localized entirely in this Jeffrey's tube.
Yes.
Did you get into a bar fight?
Aurora Borealis? No.
I was gonna say shooter, but took care of that problem. Could we like hit her with a rock? Do rocks
There's like
work on
4 of her
ghosts?
at the end of this episode. And then she comes on a TV screen like, I am the Tikan Empire. Guardian.
There's no
And then-
way she's part of the Tikan Empire.
She's part of some ancient civilization that no longer exists. Like the Guardian of Forever. So, and then the other thing is though, each of these androids can only kill one man. They get confused if you try to make them kill the other guy.
Who would design a weapon like
Yes.
this?
It's just so we can look at her amazing outfit more.
Hmm.
What's wrong with just like shooting the invaders? This whole planet's a station, Jim. We already worked that out. It's an artificial planet.
So in TNG, it's just this like wispy old wizard, and here it's this like half-clothed woman.
I know which one I prefer.
The gun?
Mm,
Because I would
I
prefer the
like
gun. This is a terrible defense mechanism.
Yeah. So eventually they make like 4 androids, one to kill Sulu, one to kill Kirk.
When I was on the surface, I heard the androids talking about something they called Halo. I want...
And
I'm
she can
very
only
mixed
kill by
feelings
like
today.
playing tag. She can't kill by like a gun.
I have a project that I really want to get done this month. That'll take a while.
Yeah.
But I also really want to play through Halo again. So I'm not sure what to do.
Which Halo?
Oh look, she became a one-dimensional being. She just became a line.
Either
And then
Halo 1 or
disappeared.
Halo 3, probably.
Hmm.
You know, the good ones.
Before it got sold to the bad company or
Nah.
taken over by the bad company.
Nah, I'm just joshing. Though I do think those are the best ones.
It
Halo
was
2 is
quite
I
a
good.
thought the
time.
one where you play the like regular soldier guy wasn't bad.
Was bad or wasn't bad?
Wasn't bad. It was it was something different, you know?
Yeah.
It
I mean, and you were playing it
expanded the
co-op,
Halo
which kind
universe.
of like lessens the experience. ODST is supposed to be a moody, solitary game.
Mm.
I think if you played through it again solo, it would be even better.
I play games for like the social interaction.
Yeah, I could be persuaded
I
to
mean,
do
what's a video game
another
if you
Halo
can't?
co-op. But I also have my project. It's fine.
What's the point of playing a video game if you can't be called the F word by an 11-year-old?
Yeah, no, that's definitely not why I play video games. I try very hard not
Obviously
to
not.
involve myself in fandoms, and I always turn off all chat features I can.
Oh,
I
all right.
absolutely do not want the input of my teammates or my enemies.
Trash talking is an important part of online gaming. It's an essential part
disagree.
of online gaming. Very disagree. Much disagree.
Yes. Because, like,
Okay.
when I would play Halo Reach, if my team was just like destroying the enemy team, I would even in Halo 3, I actively try to help the other team. Like, I'll grab a Warthog or a Falcon or something and get an enemy in the gun and just lead them to my teammates.
Well, that's not right.
It is right if we're winning like 70-20.
Mr. Ryan, you shouldn't do that.
Well, I'm gonna keep doing it. You can't stop me.
Oh, I was gonna say, the other day I completely disassembled my keyboard, every keycap, and cleaned it because I have an optical keyboard, and there was so much beard hair underneath the keys that the beard hair was getting into the switches and causing erroneous triggering.
Kind of gross. You should probably clean him out.
Well,
How much beard hair are you shedding onto your keyboard? How does this happen?
I have a prolific beard, my friend, and it's very wiry. Like I've gotten like if I run my hand through my beard, I'll get hair splinters in my hand from my beard.
Scotty is doing 2 Trekisms. He's reversing the polarity and he's giving it all he's got. I mean, it's
Hey, can you see his
impossible to
missing
fail with
finger?
both of those.
Or was that wait were those stand-in hands so you didn't see a missing finger? Those are an extras hands. Because there wasn't a missing finger.
In the future, they wouldn't have missing fingers.
In the future, they wouldn't care.
The ship's out of phase, right? Like the roller and thing. Oh, we're in warp 14.1.
I'm sorry, but in the future, if you had some horrible disability that they could fix, they would fix it, and you would never have known. Like you would be like, oh, I would have been born blind, but you fixed it in utero.
Scotty would have never noticed his finger getting blown off by a gun or whatever happened to him.
They would have replaced it with a cloned finger. That would have been it.
Yeah.
Spock, you're ruining the moment. Oh my god, it's a space cube. Oh,
there's
and they have
absolutely
Superman
no way.
logo doors. Very fancy.
And a cube.
They can
Just a
grow
cube.
kidneys from pills. Growing a fingertip should be easy.
Doctor gave me a pill and I grew a new kidney.
Precisely.
Okay, I just got the joke.
What organ would you like to grow back? What? I think my kidneys are probably fine.
Drink water.
I would like new eyes, please.
Yeah, eyes would be nice.
I would like I would like
back,
super powerful eyes. And
as long
teeth,
as they
a whole
grow
new
back
set
like
of teeth.
20/20 eyes instead of trash whatever I have eyes, yeah.
Like my teeth aren't bad, but I've got some cavities filled and stuff. I would just like a whole new set of teeth every so often, so
So you can continue your bad habits of not eating.
No, I take care of them, but you know, I have bad genetics when it comes to teeth.
But the weakness of flesh leads to
New eyes too.
problems.
Is
no
your
matter
back an
how good
organ?
Care you take care. What?
Is your
No
back an
matter
organ?
how
Yeah, well
good
ask
care you take of your
Worf.
body.
New knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just embrace the weakness of the flesh and replace your body with a metal machine.
No, reject.
When
the weakness of
Riker
flesh,
and
embrace the
Pulaski
machine.
murdered their
the weakness of your
clones,
flesh.
it should be a crime to kill your clone because those are perfectly good body parts you're leaving on the table. And so when Riker and Pulaski just like murder their clones, I just feel like
I mean,
nobody
Odo
charged
even
them.
says in DS9, killing your clone is still murder.
Thank you. So I need charges brought against Commander Riker for wasting a perfectly good clone. The only question is
one of Shatner's lines there. His mouth moved, but nothing came out.
Of course, you have the Trip episode where he's got to kill a kid.
What?
Because
wait, what?
Phlox
What just
grew.
happened? Were they holograms? I thought they were robots. Brain, what is Brain, Spock?
Yeah, so this thing
Were they
didn't
Spock?
realize the Empire doesn't exist anymore. But then again, they were only created a few thousand years ago, so they were destroyed.
I mean, because, yeah, this can't be the homeworld, because this is an artificial planet. Maybe the species is fine, and they just left this place.
Yeah.
Maybe they just went
Oh,
home.
here. Kalandians.
Okay, no, they're dead. Never mind.
They're all dead.
Everybody's
Is
dead.
this
Dave.
Skynet?
Oh, no. she's not saying the entire species is dead. Just everybody on this artificial planet is dead.
No,
Species
on their
might be
homeworld
fine
is
on their
dead.
homeworld.
No, their homeworld is dead, and they couldn't preserve the outpost. But maybe people from another planet came and found this message. Everybody's dead on the homeworld, but the peripheral colonies are still fine.
So part of the battle pass, we still have Soma here.
No, he had to jump out earlier.
Oh, damn it.
So, yeah, Takan Empire comes up, but Ionian Gateway.
So supply ships servicing the outpost inadvertently transported the disease back to the homeworld, which presumably led to the extinction of the species. Okay.
Okay. And beautiful. That's the thing.
Because, you know, it's a woman on screen, so we have to comment on whether she's physically attractive. How come they didn't tell the minister from Gideon last episode whether he was pretty?
Why did they make him show off his belly button? Thanks, Gene Roddenberry. Another great episode.
Yeah, very Arsenal of Freedom. It was alright. Yeah, it was alright. What are the next series of episodes? So that's it for today. Next week is The Lights of Zatar. I have no idea what that is. Then Requiem for Methuselah, which, based on the name Methuselah, I'm guessing is about someone who's lived like thousands of years. But other than that, I don't know. And The Way to Eden, which I have no idea what it is. So, you know, should be good. I could look it up, I guess. What is The Lights of Zatar?
The weak shall perish.
And the weak shall indeed perish.
The Lights of Zatar. In this episode, strange incorporeal aliens threaten the Memory Alpha Station and the Enterprise.
Oh, right. Memory Alpha is the collective database of Starfleet. Much like...
Requiem for Methuselah. The crew of the Enterprise encounters an immortal human. Yep, that's about what you would expect.
Return of the Archon style.
The Way to Eden. In this episode, the Enterprise is this is a direct quote. The Enterprise is hijacked by a hippie-like group obsessed with finding a mythical paradise.
We get a lot of singing in that episode, like hippie.
Okay,
banjo
yeah, I pulled up a screenshot. Yeah, no, I know what this is. Okay.
All right. See, thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Chad. It's gonna be a great time.
This is an episode where Gene Roddenberry was on drugs.
And I mean, isn't that most of them?
No, but here I think
More than
Spock and
usual.
Kirk drop LSD.
Okay.
Like they start
He's
hallucinating.
on more drugs.
Groovy.
Okay, well, that'll be that, but we're done here.
Thanks, Chad. Thanks, Ryan.